Vlad uses savage guerrilla tactics. He keeps to Romania's thick forests, venturing out to strike quickly and brutally, then vanishing.
For Vlad, it's like being a big shark. If you stand still, you die.
As the Turks advance, Vlad uses every conceivable tactic to break their morale. He attacks by night, he poisons their wells, he burns their crops. He even pays diseased men to infiltrate the Turkish ranks and pass on infections. Vlad's campaign of psychological terror reaches its climax outside the walls of Târgoviște. When he abandons his palace, he leaves behind a site that will haunt the Sultan for the rest of his life. It gives rise to Vlad's Turkish nickname. They call him Grisly, the Impaler Lord.
Mehmed himself, who was a frighteningly cruel man, turns away. The sight of 20,000 corpses with their bowels spilled out down poles was enough to take a seasoned, young, fit soldier like Mehmed II and send him running.
The traumatized Sultan retreats to his homeland, leaving others to fight Dracula. They drive him back. He is forced to retreat to his sanctuary at Pânari, Castle Dracula. The castle's position and defenses make a frontal assault impossible. But for some of those trapped inside, life becomes unbearable. Panic-stricken by the idea of being tortured to death by the Turks, Dracula's wife throws herself from the battlements. Her body falls into the river far below. To this day, it is called the Princess's River. But Vlad does not give up. He will get out and live to keep fighting. In the village of Arefu, only a few miles from the castle, the experts uncover a piece of local folklore concerning Dracula's daring escape.
Stimați oaspeți, cu permisiunea dumneavoastră,
the villagers take great pride in the way in which they've helped shape history, how they helped trick the Turks. And basically, they devised a plan whereby they turned their horseshoes the wrong way round and reattached them onto their horses. And then they led Vlad away on these horses in the dead of night. So, of course, the Turks, when they saw the footprints, thought he'd gone into the castle, but in fact, he'd actually left the castle unbeknown to them. Mulțumesc foarte mult.
Dracula flees into Transylvania and exile. 10 years later, he returns and reclaims his throne. He comes back to his palace in Bucharest and again begins preparing defenses to repel a Turkish invasion. But before work gets underway, Dracula's reign ends.
Vlad's death is shrouded in mystery. He was almost certainly killed in battle, although whether that was in a fair fight in the heat of the moment or whether it was murder, we don't know. I personally subscribe to murder.
Local folklore has it that he was buried here, in the beautiful island monastery of Snagov. Once surrounded by heavily fortified stone walls, the monastery was later used as a prison. High-ranking traders were held here, and the island is said to be littered with countless human bones. Today, the monastery is a place of pilgrimage for Dracula's fans. It is said his body lies in a grave at the altar, but that his head was cut off and sent to the Sultan to prove he was finally dead.
Tradition and wishful thinking places Vlad in this tomb at the monastery of Snagov, but the tomb is empty. There is nothing inside.
Past excavations have found no proof that Vlad's body was buried in Snagov. His last resting place remains a mystery. In Romania today, Vlad Dracula remains a national hero despite his brutality.
Vlad is very much the guy on the white horse. I think Romanians today see him as that. He's a freedom fighter. He is a nationalist. He's a man of the people.
Dracula was the last great builder of an independent Wallachia. Soon after his death, the Turks brought the country firmly under their control. It was forbidden to build fortifications. But Dracula's castles remain as a reminder of a glorious and free past. The royal palace of Târgoviște that he completely redesigned. The founding of Bucharest and its castle. And the inaccessible sanctuary of Pânari, the real Castle Dracula. Each a symbol of the indelible mark Vlad Dracula left on his country. It is not just in the ruins of his once great palaces, but also in the memories of his people.